Hello guys, welcome back to Super Guy Boy Show, and today it's going to be another JoJo's Bizarre Adventure topical video on my favorite underrated arcs. Now in my last video I was talking about overpowered stands that don't get talked about enough. This one's going to be a different video where I'm talking about arcs in JoJo's that are either great or amazing or obviously just need to be talked about. So this video is going to be me just shining light to those ones that I feel like should get talked about in or at least be in the discussion of one of the best arcs in the franchise. And if y'all have a bit of an arc that y'all have certain love for but you don't think that gets talked about enough, leave it down in the comments below because I would love to hear y'all's opinions on what y'all think are some of the most underrated arcs in JoJo's. So yeah, gonna start this off. This is not really gonna be a ranked on which one's better. This is just gonna be a bunch of random arcs that I feel like are certainly great but just don't get talked about enough. For our first arc, we're gonna be talking about Bohemian Rhapsody. I feel like for how so strange the stand is, and I feel like it gets talked about way more than the arc itself, which is kind of sad because I do think it's one of the few great ones from Stone Ocean. I feel like coming straight off of the mediocreness and how lackluster Batch 2 was, I feel like it was just such a different change of pace for the story. What I think I love about it is that it doesn't feel like it wants to be anything greater than just a simple arc that literally could be written off and it would change nothing of the story. It is entirely pointless and it probably knows it's pointless, but yet it's so entertaining at it. First off, Anasui and Weather are such great characters just to have an arc just together. It's different from the other ones, which are usually just Jolene, Hermes, or Foo Fighters, which I mean, Foo Fighters already took an L at Batch 2, but whatever. It was just so different to get, some different characters to build off of the Batch with. And I do think that's one of Araki's best qualities in his writing is how he can sometimes make a random character have their own arcs and be center stage and it be like one of the best arcs of that part or probably in the whole franchise. That's great about Rocky's writing. And what I love about it is also how they both, play off each other. Weather's a very timid and strange kind of Jotaro-esque character, while Anasui's a just straight up no bullshit type of character who just wants to get straight to the point with everything. And then they both have to just battle on this random ass stand that's just bringing on goofy ass cartoon characters. If there's really a complaint I would have to say about this arc, it's probably that I feel like it could go way more. And, more the fact that they could fight so many different types of cartoon characters. And I know the little fact that Araki wanted to include Mickey Mouse, which he was building up in the manga, and unfortunately he couldn't show it. But even still, the where the fuck is Mickey line has to probably be up there with one of Araki's best panels. Like, just out of context alone, it's a beautiful ass panel. The where the fuck is Mickey panel is just great. Definitely top tier. Up there with the break your heart, break my heart, and definitely up there with Catch the Rainbow. Just what a beautiful panel. Just everything about it is perfect. Even though I did say that I wish that the arc went way more further with the cartoon characters idea, I do think it is great how they do have the certain characters in there, like Pinocchio's encounter with Anasui's pretty good. I love the sheep with their little babies. I thought that was just so funny how out of nowhere we just get this ugly ass little sheep and he's talking in that weird high pitched voice, and then the mother just comes in trying to cut open Anasui's stomach, and then we get out of nowhere just Weather Report facing off Van Gogh himself. And even though a lot of people would like to say that it's very pointless and it really has no purpose into it, I do get that point, but I just love how entertaining this arc is in general. It's very creative, even though I do wish it went way more further, and I guess the limitations of copyright issues and all of that. But I do think for what it is, the arc is pretty entertaining. It reminds me of something that would come off of Stars Crusaders, weirdly. Something that I could just imagine Polnareff just nicely fitting into, like it's just a random arc where Polnareff and Kakyoin are just encountering the stand, or Polnareff and Abdal, or just whatever characters off of Stars Crusaders, because it has that same type of pointlessness but entertaining, and definitely one of the more rewatchable arcs from Stone Ocean. So yeah, I feel like if you didn't like this one or just wasn't into it, I feel like check it out a second time. Give it another chance because I feel like it would definitely grow on you, and it's definitely one of my favorites from Stone Ocean. Our second one that we're going to look through today, Catch the Rainbow. For as loved as part 7 gets, for all the right reasons, I feel like it's so strange that Catch the Rainbow just isn't up there with one of those. And it's actually surprising. First off, I'm going to just point the obvious thing out of the way. The artwork all over this arc is straight up flawless. Easily, some of these panels can go up there with a lot of Araki's best just artworks. Like the way how the raining effect is used throughout this entire arc is done so well, and it's elevated way more with the coloring. The coloring gives it a way more somber look. It makes the storms and the ranges and Blackmore's kind of outfit pop out way more just in color than I think it would do black and white looking at it online, because I think that the artwork is just so well done. I love the way it is done. And also the other things that I love about this arc, the main two fights in this one. We have two fights in this one. A mini one with Gyro and Diego, which is done very well. It isn't a straight up stand battle as much as more of like a test for Gyro, and all of that. And I love the way it's done. It's not just trying to like find a way to counter his stand ability. It's just more of using your wits against him, like a horse racing battle done in the style of Jojo's, I guess you can say. And the second one is the finale where everybody is going up against Blackmore, which I also thought was really good. Not as great as the Diego and Gyro one, but it was definitely still good. I also love the way Catch the Rainbow is. A stand that just controls the rain. It is just done so well, and I'm surprised that Araki went this far with the art style. I think it's the art style that elevates why I love Catch the Rainbow as one of my personal favorite stands. Also, Blackmore's just a very interesting character. Not only is he a very childish one, but I kind of like the little character arc that he gets in this arc. For surprisingly a short one that lasts for like 2 chapters if we're not counting the Green Tomb one. But that's more of a setup. I'm mostly talking about the Catch the Rainbow one. There's this kind of like little tidbit where he's like talking to Jesus and he gains a bit of like an ego, or like this kind of like weird stance. It's like, is he really worthy of having the corpse parts with him? And then he's brought back to reality, realizing that he's not really worth it. Like for surprisingly a lot that goes on, a fight scene with Diego and Gyro. The first time we see Jesus talk to anybody in part 7, and just the first time I think we see the corpse spine, which is the most important part of the corpse parts. I feel like for as many important moments for part 7 as a whole that appears in there, I'm surprised it just doesn't get talked about enough. So if you didn't really think that much of the arc, or you probably forgotten it or whatever, if you're just going back to another reread of part 7, I say start with this one. Of course, I know that the Ringo Road Again arc starts before it. Read that one, of course, first. But the Catch the Rainbow is definitely a great arc that I think needs more love than what it actually does get. And this shall be the end of the video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. Hopefully y'all had a couple of arcs to at least appreciate way more than I think y'all didn't for the first time. And what is y'all's favorite arcs that you don't think get enough shine? Because of course, it's always cool to talk about arcs that everyone knows are already great. Like Kira Wants to Live a Quiet Life, the Bites of Dust arc, The World, the White Album, King Crimson Mystery. It's always cool to talk about those great arcs, but I think it's always important to at least acknowledge the ones that don't get enough shine. And I think that's always cool to talk about those ones, because it could give you a new perspective on the arcs. So hopefully y'all put down in the comments what is y'all's favorite arcs that don't get enough shine. And if y'all have another JoJo topic video y'all want to bring up, then put it down in the comments below. And also have a great day. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, and yeah, have a great life. Yeah. See ya.